It's Lori, Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States who frequently has trouble with her audio and YouTube. Oh, I've got sound. Nice. Let me get my other device set up and we will get going. I hope everybody had a good Tuesday. I guess we're on Tuesday this week. Hey Juju, how's it going? How was your Tuesday? Hello, Allie. I don't know if MacMan's still awake or not. I do not know. Hello, Yuda. So we're going to pretend it's Tuesday, April 21st at 11:59 p.m. I'm a few minutes late. Hello, Chantel. Welcome back. So how is Wednesday in your parts of the world? Oh, Lace, right. That's right. We're calling her Lady Marmalade. So let's just go through some of our announcements super, super quick. You know where to find me, latenightlory.stampinup.net. Check out the last chance products. We're going to use a few of them tonight. If you have, oh, you did your live tonight, Allie. Cool. How did it go? I missed it. I think I was probably in the kitchen baking or chickening. Oh, I got 3 more chickens. So, yeah. I have to replenish the flock every year because you have to anticipate that some chickens are going to die or, you know, maybe not lay as often. So, you know, I had to pick up a few more. A friend of mine actually incubated some. So I took one of hers and I couldn't just have one. So I had to get 2 more. So there. Product of the month. If you get a qualifying purchase, you can add this. I know, chicken math. $5 if you get a qualifying purchase. If you've got questions, email me or ask in the chat. We'll cover it as time goes on. Virtual album retreat. If anybody is not sure about memory keeping, or if you are a memory keeper or scrapbooker, this is the place to be. April 29th, April 30th, May 1st, which precedes National Scrapbooking Day, which is the first Saturday in May. This year is May 2nd, and May is National Scrapbooking Month in the United States. Who knew? It's basically 3 days of master classes. I really enjoyed it last year, and we've been making it continue because one of the gals on my team purchased it, couldn't do it live, and we've been regularly getting together to finish her sheets. Excuse me. Paper Pumpkin subscription period is open until May 10th. This one is called Sparkling Celebrations. If you subscribe, you have access to past products, add-on products, refill kits, all the things. If you want to subscribe, let me know. We also have a new catalog coming up May 5th, which means May 4th, our other catalogs are going to end. So our 2025 to 2026 annual catalog is going to say goodbye. Our mini catalog, our January to April mini catalog is going to say goodbye. Hello, Megan. Welcome. At least I believe it's Megan. Let us know where you're joining from. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before, so the more the merrier. We love it. So anyway, we've got those 2 catalogs heading out. This one coming in, I cannot show you the inside of the catalog. Those of you who are demonstrators know Stampin' Up! Has rules about that. We can't show the inside until it's released to customers, which will be May 5th. If you don't have a demonstrator, if you are not a demonstrator, and if you're in the United States, I would love to help you with your creative needs. And if you would like a catalog, just shoot me an email, lori.macari@gmail.com. You can zoom in on that if you can't see that very well. And then with our new in colors that we've got coming in. We've got Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hue, awesome new ink pad cases. We have new Color Coach cards. So I will be sharing a way that you can receive these from me on adhesive. So if you want to do what I do and put them on the back of your ink pads, you will be able to do that with this. I don't charge for that because this is a file that, oh, did I have a typo? I'll fix that later, Chantel. That happens every once in a while. Fat fingers, little buttons on my phone, who knows? Yeah, I see that now. I'm looking at the title over on my computer. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'll fix it. But anyway, I do not sell the file because Stampin' Up! Gives it to demonstrators for free. And if you're a demonstrator, you have access to it in the Stampin' University in our print lab. If you are not a demonstrator, or if you would just like me to go to the trouble and print it out on adhesive sheets for you, you will have to cut them down. But I size them appropriately so that they'll fit on the stamp pads because we do have to shrink them a little bit. And if you want them on adhesive sheets, let me know. There will be a way to get these for free from me once our catalog launches, or there will be a way for you to purchase them from me just to cover postage and the adhesive sheets. So stay tuned for that information. What would happen if you show the catalog to someone before? So if you have the catalog in your hands, which means customers have also, so let me back up a second. Stampin' Up! Does release the catalogs to customers if we use that mailing selector as a demonstrator. So my customers have received their catalogs, the ones who shop with me and have a certain threshold of purchases. I mail them out automatically. So those customers have already gotten their catalogs. And I know that because either I've gotten feedback from my customers or because I have one shipped to myself as well. So I know when I got mine, that's about when all of my customers are getting them. So if you have purchased a pack of catalogs or 5 packs of catalogs, I would certainly put your demonstrator information on them. But if you want to give them out to your catalog, to your customers, you can do that. Demonstrators are doing it. They're having catalog kickoff parties. Some wait until after May 5th. Hello, Rosa. Sala, you're back. Welcome. So Megan, you're in Texas. Welcome. Allie is also in Texas. Where was I? Oh, the catalog. So Allie, you asked if you happened to show somebody. So if I had somebody over here and they wanted to look at the catalog, I would likely show it to them. They just know that they can't purchase, and sometimes they're disappointed because they can't purchase yet. And then I would tell them, well, if you join now, you will have access to all of the things and you can purchase now under the pre-order. So there's that. All right. But you run your business the way you want to. Some people like to hold off until the catalog's actually released and then have a party. I'm pretty low key with mine. I mail mine out ahead of time and then pass them out as I have events. So, where are we at? Sally, you're awesome. Sala's my soul sister, I think. Sala is in Finland. So she's seeing Wednesday morning-ish. Some of you in Australia are seeing Wednesday afternoon and evening. So Megan, I make myself little notes. So you're in Lubbock, Texas. Sometimes when I write it down, it helps me remember if I see you again. Otherwise, I might just remember your handle and then just ask you again where you're from. All right, so point of interest. My My default came up as top chat again. Juju mentioned that last night. Hers came up as top chat as opposed to live chat. And when I switched over, I lost some of my chat history. So if Robert's here, welcome, but I don't see Robert. So if he popped in, I'm just not seeing it because I'm probably not seeing all of the things. And I just wonder if let's see if I can. Yeah, and I didn't like it that I lost some of the comments when I did that. So I'm gonna switch it to live chat and see what happens. Because I hate to, if I go back and like yesterday, Anise was here and she made mention of another YouTube channel that was very entertaining. So, oh, I get it. Perfect. All right. So I didn't see him. I think I'm good to go. I changed it over to live chat. So hopefully I can see everybody, at least on my computer. I don't know if I can hear, but anyway, let's get down to business. All right. Who's ready? We have 5 colors that we're going to say goodbye to May 4th when the new colors are officially released for everybody. And we have Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, Peach Pie, and Pretty in Pink. These have been with us for 2 years now. These will be going goodbye. We also have some in color paper. How did I not slice this one open? I usually do that. All right, so we have some in color paper, and this was pretty fun. So one side is either a floral or a foliage, and then the other sides were just stripes and you had some of each and every color, but I've used some of this. So some were stripes and some were just like, I don't know, that almost seems like galaxy-ish to me. I also have another version of the in color paper. This was the first year designs, and I have to admit, I didn't use very much of it. I have quite a bit left. So those are all the same colors, just different designs. So I have some of that. And what else do we have? Oh, there's some embellishments. I don't think I got the flat dots in the in color. I think I just didn't order them. I don't know why. Sometimes sometimes that happens. So I wanted to remind you that if you wanted any of these products, the designer series paper, so this set of papers is still available while supplies last. So all of these are on the last chance list. So it looks like the blends are gone. It looks like the reinkers might be gone. When I put in 2024 to 2026, these are the only things I saw pop up. Now, that doesn't mean maybe I didn't flip far enough in the store. Maybe there were more things, but that's all I saw. Okay, so these things are on the last chance list. If you want them, you need to get them before they're gone, because once they're gone, they're gone. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this better. All right, the stamp pads, these are low inventory. So this is a bundle of all 5. I don't know if they're selling any of them individually or not. Well, we're going to work with that minty kind of green, and we're going to hopefully make something fun. And these these flat pearls, so they're very low profile, so they mail really well. Those are also low inventory. So the paper and the pearls are reduced. The ink pads are not. I don't know, probably because They don't have that many of them. They don't need to reduce them. Maybe they have more of these. I don't know, but this one's low inventory, so who knows. But I also have cardstock in all of the colors. All right, so I didn't use as much of this. I usually buy enough so that I don't have to rebuy it. And then sometimes I forget to use it. So we're going to use some of it tonight. We're going to make hopefully 5 cards. They're going to be all the same card basically, just in different colors. And it would be a nice gift pack basically for somebody if you did something similar. Okay. So we are going to use this Beautiful Motifs and the Beautiful Motifs dies. And one of these dies I have hardly used because I didn't really know how to incorporate it into the designs that I was doing. Now this went with some really nice scenic paper, which that's probably on the last chance too. Beautiful Gallery. I don't know. I didn't look this one up, but I did a lot with this paper as well. I did some home decor items. I did some cards. There's just some nice things in here. We did some coloring on this. I won't say black and white because that's more of a very vanilla, or no, this is basic beige. All right. So this may be on the last chance list too. I don't know. I'll have to look. But here's a couple of the cards that I did with that paper. So you can do a lot with it. So if that paper is still available, maybe you want to get that. It might be on the last chance list too. What happens is a lot of these papers that have an in color as part of the design, like this one does. This one's got, where did I see it? Peach Pie. And Peach Pie is one of the colors that's going out. So this paper is likely going to be discontinued. So once things are on the last chance list, once they sell out, they're discontinued. They won't come back. All right. So we're going to use these. These are on the last chance list as well. So I wanted to let you know about that too. Now the bundle doesn't show a reduced price. And the reason for that, with any bundle, when you see it on a last chance list, is usually not reduced in price because the bundle is already discounted by 10%. So they don't discount it more. All right. So if we were to take the 18 and the 33, which comes to 51, this is already discounted from the original price. All right. So sometimes you're better off buying them individually when they go to the last chance list. All right. So this one would be $38, $39. So you're better buying the stamp set individually and the dies individually as opposed to buying them as a bundle. Okay. This is more economical to buy them separately when they're on a last chance list. So keep that in mind for any time you see things on the last chance list. If you see a bundle on the last chance list, look for the separate components first, because they're usually, if they're reduced, they're going to be less expensive to buy them that way. All right. That was a lot of talking. Let's start getting some cutting done, hey? So I am going to get card bases. I think we're going to do white card bases. So let me go get some thick basic white. And we're just going to make some bases here. And when I do my bases, if you're new here, I always score once. So our paper here in the United States is 8.5 by 11. So I score once at 4 1/4. And then I cut once at 5 1/2. And then I have 2 card bases ready to go. Okay. So I'm just going to do that a few times. I don't have that many pieces of paper left in this pack. So I may just cut all of these. Yeah, I've only got one other piece past this, so I'm just gonna do them all. It's not gonna take me that long. Now, if you've got our trimmer too, there's a gutter at the top that holds your paper, or there's a gutter at the bottom. So if you're one of those that likes to cut down, you can do it either way, but know that that gutter holds your paper in place so that you can make sure that it's straight. Because if you've got it pushed up against there, you know it's not going to be cockeyed, right? And for those of you that have been here quite a bit, I'm sorry for the repetition, but since we have some new people, I want to just point out some of these things that sometimes seem really obvious that maybe aren't. So Allie and Megan, you're figuring out how close you are? All right, so let's get rid of my wrapper. And then what I'm gonna do is, let's go ahead and get these burnished. We'll fold and burnish them all. So I just kind of start them when I have this many. If I'm kind of mass producing, we have had people not realize how close they are and then connect in person, and it's fun. That's kind of why we're here, you know, we're here to be friends, and why not if there's somebody in your area. So Sala, how much more does it cost to have your card bases all ready to go? Stampin' Up! Had at one point considered doing paper 5.5 by 11 so that all we would have to do is score it and get a card base. I don't think the response was great enough, or they had to switch paper mills and maybe that paper mill wasn't willing to do it that size. So there's another way that you can do your scoring or your burnishing, is if you take your trimmer, you wish the numbers were to the left of the paper at the top of the trimmer. The numbers are to the left, and they're also to the right for 1.5 inches. Oh, let me move it down a little bit. Turn it upside down like this way. So this would be the bottom for me. There's numbers down here too. Are you saying, because there's numbers in the middle as well. We're to the left of the paper at the top of the trimmer. Huh. Well, the Stampin' Up! One is. So what I was mentioning, let me put this back because I need that all the way. What you can do is push your paper so that both edges are at that gutter, and you can burnish this way too. So for those people who don't want to take the time to score, you can do it that way as well. Oh, the paper hides the numbers. Oh, I get what you mean. So, and I'm always looking here. So if I've got my paper, I know 4 is right there, and I know where that line is. And I know my ruler, there's 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. I get what you say. So here's what you could do. You may not need anything less than like 1 inch. You could do like just a paper, print something off on the computer that's the right size of a ruler. Or, I know, like we have IKEA by us, and IKEA has these little paper rulers. You could cut this, oh, it goes backwards. You could go like this. You'd have to read upside down. But you could tape something like this to the top of your trimmer, and then you would have it where you need it. I see what you're saying now. So that might help you out if you got like a paper ruler, something like this. Yeah, a lot of people do it like that, Allie, I've noticed. My people have gotten kind of used to me scoring things, and that's kind of my preference. And I figure at least if it's scored, even if it's a little bit off, I can force it because resistance is futile. So I don't know if you noticed a couple of these seem to be just a little bit off. I don't know why, because I thought I was being careful, but you know, it could be that the paper was not exactly square from the paper mill. Sometimes that happens. Quality control is sometimes lost. Like this one doesn't seem like it's square. And that would be a paper mill issue. So that's where it would be to your advantage to not score, because then you don't get frustrated that it's not laying flat, right? Zoom out a bit, sorry. Everybody feels like they're having to take off their bifocals. Some cardstocks crackle easily. Oh, if you fold them without scoring. Yes, that is a good point. And I don't have that problem with the Stampin' Up! Cardstock. Or I never have. You can also mist your paper just a little bit to help with your scoring so that your paper doesn't crack, because that kind of helps soften up those fibers. These are all pretty flat now. All right, let's see what's next. I am going to cut a card front out of every color. A card front size. I think we're going to do like 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to measure it up. So let me get one of every color. I have some scraps, so we'll just start picking some of these apart. Some of them are cut as card bases already. And this one, Petunia Pop, I've used more. So I don't have a small one of that. So let's just cut. I'm just gonna go 5.5. So that'll give me a card base size if I need a scrap. We'll do 4 1/4. So I've got another card front size there. But let's do 3 3/4. And again, I'm looking just to the left of my paper just because I've gotten used to it. And then I'm gonna do 5. And this is gonna go on our card base, kind of crooked-ish. So that might work. We might make it go a little slower, but I think I'm gonna cut them all at 3 3/4 by 5. Resistance is futile. I am not a Star Trek fan, but that is where I get that. Wasn't that from 7 of 8? Wasn't that the character on there? My daughter used to watch Star Trek all the time. I think it was Star Trek she watched. I think it was my daughter. So here's that bright green. So that's the one that you thought was kind of bright and scary. Did I do 3 3/4? No, I did 4. 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to have to check that Summer Splash one because I think I did that one at 4 also. By 5. This one, I don't know what, is fuchsia like a bright green or is fuchsia a bright pink? I have fuchsias. It's got to be this one because I buy to plant a fuchsia every year. I used to get my mother a fuchsia every year for Mother's Day. And now that she's gone, I buy them for myself in her memory. And I have it and I try to keep it as alive as long as I can. Never as long as she does, or did rather. I think it's just because mine end up being more in the sun and she probably had hers a little bit more in the shade. 3 3/4. All right. So this is the Petunia Pop, but it's got some strong violet, some strong purple hues in there, right? So there's our 5 in colors. Okay. And then we're going to do one each of these. So let's see if I can find. I want this sheet of each one. So there's the Shy Shamrock. And there's the Summer Splash. These two are close in color to me. So I got that one already. So I need the pink. No bummer. So I don't have either of the pinks left in that, and this piece isn't going to be big enough. So let's see what that other paper pack gives me. That's why I pulled them both out. So you did yours like the little Color Coach cards and put them in a book? I think I remember you mentioning that during one of your lives, didn't you? A while back. Purple and violet. They're both purples. Violet, to me, violet is probably just a shade, a different shade. It's a fancier word for purple. That's all. But this one, technically, it's called Petunia Pop. But petunia is a kind of flower, and it is kind of purplish. But it's also pinkish. So I could pull out some gorgeous grape. And those would be some other purples. So here are some others that are purples. So this is Gorgeous Grape. Okay. Oh, I didn't hear about a tissue paper experiment. Cool. And this is Highland Heather, which is also more purple. You can see how pink this is now compared. And this is Fresh Freesia, which is also a purple, but it's got kind of the pink hues. All right, so yeah, that's how that goes. All right, let me pull out this other pack and see if there's something appropriate that will work. I don't know. We may have to, I guess I can get rid of those scraps. I guess I can probably get rid of those scraps too. Don't be mad at me, you scrap hoarders. I suppose we could see how this looks. I don't know. Because what I want to do is use that die and cut it in there. This stripe might look all right. So I needed, I've got the Shy Shamrock, the Peach Pie, the Summer Splash. So I need the Pretty in Pink, and I need Petunia Pop. Well, and of course, we don't have I don't have the little striped one, or do I? There we go. We'll see if that works. It'll be an experiment. All right, so I think we've got all the colors. Of course, this one might be prettier. We'll see. We'll see which one's prettier. Juju, do you have any trouble with your community page on YouTube. I haven't decided if I wanted to activate a community page, just because I read kind of mixed reviews on it. We'll print this one out too, just to see. All right, so let's move these out of the way. And then we're gonna do some stamping with this as well. Just because I'm gonna do a circle, I thought it would be nice, plain and simple. So if we do hello and then, oh, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's start cutting this down to 3 3/4 by 5 also. Because these are just going to kind of offset each other on a card base, okay? So 3 3/4 by 5. Now I could probably cut these a couple sheets at a time, but usually what happens to me is I get something misaligned and then it doesn't work. Yeah, they are pretty, Megan. These are going away though, so if there's something you like, get it before it's gone, I guess. 3 3/4. I almost forgot what color I was doing, or what size I was doing, I mean. So what I'll do is I'll stack these all up next to each other too when I'm done, just to make sure that they're all the same size. So Stampin' Up! In colors, the in style colors, last for 2 years. So every year a set goes. So this is a set from 2024 to 2026. So it went from May until April. So May of 2024 to April of 2026. And then in May, we'll start a new one, a new set of 5, which are these other colors that I showed you earlier. And then last year we had a set that's the 2025s to the 2027s, and they'll hang around for another year yet. So these are all the same size. And I wish I had the two-tone cardstock for these, because that would give us the lighter tints of these, but I don't. I don't have the two-tone cardstock for any of these. So we're just going to have to use white for our sentiments, I think. And then I'm going to get a punch. We'll get the 2-inch punch. And I'm just going to cut this in half so that we've just got some strips to work with. All right, now we need to decide oh, you could make acrylic matte colors to match. That's right, because you do that sort of thing. I don't know how. You've told me. Oh, so this circle is not big enough to do this hello. Let's just see if that hello would be too big. No, that would be good. So let's do the Spotlight on Nature dies. Maybe that would work better. There might be a lot going on though. That would go right in the, I wonder if I have a bigger punch. Or my Stylish Shapes dies. Stylish Shaped dies will work. That'll work. We'll do that. All right, so Megan, I apologize. Sometimes I have projects all planned ahead and ready to go, but usually I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. So that's kind of how we roll here. Chantel, I don't know if I covered that last night or not, but that's kind of how we roll here. So let me get a block. And, oh, I think I want to do this on the positioning tool because I think that'll be better. Let's cut these 3 by 3. Because then if I don't get them positioned quite right, I can fix them. Will that work? Hello, that'll work. Okay, I have to take a sip already because one of my magnets isn't here. I had it just a second ago. Does anybody know where my magnet went? All right. Well, that's a good idea if you've got craft things in your car. That's great, Megan. I love the way you say that. It may or may not have. That's great. I knew what you meant. All right, so let's go ahead and put this here. Hello. And we're going to cut it out anyway, so it doesn't have to be super duper in place. And let's put this block away. Let's see. I just kind of lost my focus for a second. I want to put something in the middle there. Have a beautiful day. Or a flower. I don't know if I want a flower because that's not going to match. We can figure that out in a minute, I guess. All right, so we're just going to use that circle right now that says hello, hello, hello. Maybe we'll find another stamp that just says hello big. I found it. It went over and got stuck to my magnetic things again. It did that yesterday because these are magnetic. Oh, so Megan, you didn't see these. These are the new stamp cases we have. They're magnetic. They're great to open and close. And they stack and kind of cling to each other. So anyway, squirrel. All right. So let me just put this. Oh, I suppose it doesn't even really matter. Well, it does if I don't get something inked right. So let's just start stamping some of these and see how it looks. We'll see if this pretty and pink is too light. Oh, that's nice. All right, let's get my chamois. You didn't see those, the ink pads? They're awesome. They're coming out. They're new. So they'll be available in May. Because I'm a demonstrator, I can get some items in limited quantities before they're released to customers so that I can start playing with them and getting samples and stuff ready for classes. Well, that stamp design, the ink pad on it is felt, where these are foam. These I have found break down a lot sooner than the felt ones do, and the felt ones will hold more ink, so you will likely need less re-inkers or have to re-ink less frequently, which is to me a plus. They hold more ink. Did I say that already? So yeah, I am in love with them. When Stampin' Up! Acquired some of the close to my heart product line, I was hoping that they would get the rights to that ink pad, and they indeed did. So I was super excited when they announced that we were getting the new ink pads. They are more expensive because, for one thing, it's more costly to make the product, the case with the magnets in it. And they're sized a little differently. If anybody has Stampin' storage, storage units for your ink pads, or if you've got the Stampin' Up! Storage units, these ink pads will work in both of them. So my Stampin' storage wooden ones that I have, my storage units, right now to fit these ink pads, I have to have a spacer in there so they don't go in too far. With the new ink pads, I do not have to use the spacer. So these fit beautifully in my Stampin' storage units. So one of the ways that you'll be able to get a set of the color coaches on adhesive paper is if you purchase the ink pad bundles through me. Or if the bundle's not available, if you end up needing to get them. That's a little light. I think I want to ink this up again. If you need to buy them individually, I will gift you a set of those color coaches on the adhesive sheets. There, that's better. That's the beauty of the positioning tool. So what's everybody else working on? Or are you just trying to fall asleep? And the chamois is great for using with this positioning tool. I think what I'm going to do though is get one of my other chamois and cut it down so it's easier to manage with the plates. You're in your craft room, your she shed craft room, Allie? Or, oh no, Juju. I thought that was Allie, sorry. Rosa, you're doing a card kit. Awesome. Oh, and one other thing too that I remembered, I had some notes on and I was going through some stuff. If there are any of the red rubber stamps still out there at Stampin' Up, those will all be going to the last chance list when it refreshes, unless Stampin' Up changed something. But that was their last announcement. When they had announced that the red rubber was going away. So once those are gone, those will be gone as well. They're not going to do red rubber anymore. Most of you knew that already. Oh, Yuda, you're doing a baby blanket. How fun. I have kind of missed crocheting. I used to crochet a lot before I started the paper crafting stuff. And now I don't do that as much. Sometimes I miss it. All right. Let's get all of our cardstock pieces. Let's do some of our die cutting. With this. Megan, you're in bed watching? Trying hard to see how it comes out. Well, you can always come back and watch the rerun as well. No more red rubber, yeah. So it's either the price became cost prohibitive or the materials were just too costly or not. They couldn't secure the supply chain, basically. I think, we can use the little one. We can use little Betsy on this one. That'll take up a little less space on the craft table, huh? My top plate got used quite a bit for cutting somehow. I must have had it out of the class. All right, so this piece we're just going to cut into our cardstock. And with our little machine, make sure you put one of your cutting plates back a little bit and then the other one up flush so that when it grabs, it doesn't have to go through all 3 layers. Okay. And then I'm going to put this, straighten it out a little bit so that hopefully the paper doesn't get chewed up because it's right in there. All right, so this does not cut out. It doesn't cut out the whole image. It just gives us a shape. Isn't that cool? It's been a long time since I've used this. And that's a fault I have. I buy these things and then I demonstrate them and then I go on to the next new thing and then I forget I have some of these things. Isn't that pretty? So there is just the slightest ridge on here that I can see. And if that bothers you, use your big machine. But I think I'm going to keep using the little one just because it's easier right now. And these don't have to be lined up any certain way. They can be on here random. Have you used this set a lot, Allie, or just a little bit? It's so pretty. You could put ribbon around if you're doing it on a straight kind of card, but I'm not. It's going to be canted with some of our designer series paper. Once it lays flat on here, I don't really think it's going to be noticeable. So I'm not going to worry about it. And if somebody does notice it, it just means that they're a card maker and they have a discerning eye. I've used some of the other dies quite a bit. And I think this one doesn't cut all the way out either. It makes like a corner. So you could put like pictures in it maybe if you placed it right, but we're going to use this one too. So I'll take that one out right now. Wedding cards for a class sounds fun. Was that like a request to do a class for them, or that was just the design you decided to pick for them, and whether they needed a wedding card or not, they have it? I try to do some of my classes so that they're geared toward what the students are going to use, or if I've had a special request to do a class. like with my senior group, I can't do, or I have to do alternate cards if I'm doing like a happy birthday or a Merry Christmas or anything like that. It was a requested class, cool. Because one of the women doesn't do celebrations like that, so then I have to bring separate things like just congratulations or something. Something not celebratory on a personal level. I don't know what her deal is, but so if I know she's coming to a class, I have to kind of modify things. It's nice to have those kind of occasion cards handy. That's a nice class. Sounds like a good class. Oops. Let's put this back. I kind of want it to go in this direction. All right. That's a good size class. And I know I've asked you before, how many people can you fit in your she shed for a class? Is it comfortable at 8 or like comfortable at 10? I don't remember. All right, so I'm done with this one because we've got one in every color. So now we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do it in some of the other colors that have this in here. So let's just do a bunch of these. And I think we'll do all. We might just have to do them out of those two colors. I don't think I want to do it in this color. It is the season for graduation. Somebody I know is going to Iowa, Ohio, for college graduation coming up. So it is that time of year. All right, so I'm going to see how this comes out. I might need to go get a piece of wax paper because I know I've used this die quite a bit. And this might not come out super easy. We'll see. Is June wedding season still a thing? I think so. Yeah, I'm going to do wax paper on here because this is kind of hanging on. I don't think it's going to come out without some force. I see a lot of fall weddings now, though. Most of my acquaintances are past the getting married age. I run with an older set now, I guess. Eight to 10. Oh, that's right. I remember you saying something about going to a church. All right, I'm definitely going to get a piece of wax paper because this I don't want to rip because it's hugging on here really tight. So let's just poke some of these things out here. Now I do have a brush that I can use, but then that's just going to put more stuff on my crafting table to get in the way. But I want those pieces out of here so that they don't obstruct cutting other pieces. All right, so that's quite pretty. There's just a couple of pieces in here that need to come out. I guess just that one. That's not bad. All right, so let's get wax paper. I'll be right back. It's on the other side of the room. Whoops. So I'm gonna try, let's see how many of these I can get. I might just have to find some other designer series paper too. You've never been to a wedding. Some of them are fun, some of them not so much. Are they not popular in Finland? Or are they like smaller events for family only sort of thing? See how much easier that comes out with the wax paper? Now the only other thing that I have to do is get the wax paper peeled off of the element here. And if I wasn't worried about it coming off, I would leave it on because the wax paper actually gives it a nice little shimmer, but I don't want it to come off when I'm, you know, after I've given the card. Then they've got part of their card peeling off and they wonder why is it defective? Because the wax paper's not glued on there. All right, so let's do a couple of these. I'm just gonna cut this one in half, maybe. I'm gonna cut it. If I go this way, yeah, I'll just cut it in half, that should work. So now that I did the wax paper once, hopefully it will be a little easier to take out of that die. Without doing wax paper every time. All right. And that should be good for a few times before it starts to get stuck again. Who was watching when my granddaughter was doing an online class and she whipped the die down because she's seen me do it? And it worked. She got her piece out, as I recall. Yeah, if your pool of acquaintances aren't getting married, then, you know. I went to a wedding when my son was young, and children were allowed. A lot of times children are not allowed, which is unfortunate because I think it's good for them to see the institution of marriage. Come on. It's coming. There we go. But my son was, I don't know, maybe about 8. He's dancing. You know, they had a dance floor and a DJ. It's like, Mom, I didn't know weddings could be so much fun. Good night, Yuta. Thanks for hanging out with us. Did Chantel say she was leaving? All right, Chantel, I see it now. Thanks for joining us. I still have that kind of dies with the foam. Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about. I showed one of those not too long ago. because my sister-in-law had given it to me. I'm like, I've never seen these before. So I tried it out. It was pretty slick, but I never made anything with the circles that I cut out. We're going to do a few of these. And then I think I'm going to start laying some stuff out because you all might not want to watch me forever cutting things out, right? Depends on how long you want to hang out. But I have to teach a CPR class tomorrow, or in the afternoon, so I should probably get some sleep. I could try to poke it out, but that's not nearly as much fun as just throwing it down, right? All right, we'll cut out one more of these and we'll start putting some things together. Sometimes, Allie, I buy some of that stuff just for the historic value. Like I bought some of the roller things that have the handle that the ink or the Versamark or whatever, there was a cartridge. I bought a set of those just for the nostalgic value, I guess. Because it's not like anybody can really buy them. So I won't do a class using it. But I thought it would be fun to have. And I'm trying to collect like the old wood-mounted blocks that when Stampin' Up! Had the... I'm guessing you put the stickers on yourself, but I'm trying to get one stamp for each year where they were dated. So I think I'm getting close to where I want to put wax paper in again because it's starting to cling a little bit again. But there's no need to do a new piece of wax paper every time because the wax does kind of get on here and it kind of treats it. So let's move on so you can kind of see what these are going to become maybe. We'll see what the vision looks like. So basically, if we do this, and let's just take the Shy Shamrock. We're going to go like this. And I guess we'll kind of fold some of these up. They'll flatten out when it gets mailed, but at least they'll kind of start curled up a little bit. Oh, I have to do like an inventory and see what years that I have and what I don't. I'm only looking for like single stamps. I don't want a whole set because I don't want that many wooden stamp sets around. And I'm thinking I might want to cut this piece. No. Oh, I should have done this piece because I wanted this behind. I wanted that. Let's see what this cut looks like here. I'm just going to pull out the big one quick. You have over 300 of them. Holy cats. We'll try this 2 different ways and see. I might have to redo some of these. So if we do this, and then this, I'll have to glue this flat if we decide to put that one on the bottom. And I think that's what I'm gonna do because I want this one more up because I think it looks better. Thanks for coming in, Rosa. So we'll glue this one flat. And I think I'm gonna size this maybe just a little smaller. Let's just take a 1/4 inch around. That's just an 1/8 inch. I think that'll work. So I just did an 1/8 inch on 2 sides. So that'll go here. Let's go ahead and die cut this. Hopefully I've got the right size die. I do. So this can come on here. This, we're going to put a couple of different colors on here. So that'll kind of go with this, the stem, the leafy stem. And we'll put this on here with something else in there. Maybe, I know I have a stamp that says hello. Does anybody remember what stamp set that's from? You make me smile. I think this hello is going to be too big. That's too big. I'm looking. Look through some of my outgoing ones. Maybe there's something that's retired even. It's all right to use your stash. There's one. For now, we could use this one from Branching Out. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Oh, here we go. March. Thank you. Ellie, to the rescue. Perfect. I like it. Thanks, Ellie. All right, I'm going to get my trimmer out of the way for right now before I get an avalanche. Let's find my Shy Shamrock. And it doesn't matter if my circle is right side up, upside down, sideways. It doesn't matter because it goes all the way around. All right, so this I'm going to put on dimensionals. And I'm going to let that kind of catch these. I don't know if that's Queen Anne's lace or what that's supposed to be. Oh, I guess I need to take these off, huh? should probably glue my layers together though. So let's set that off to the side. Now I'll definitely use the alley technique for this because I need these leaves to go flat. So I'll have to rework some of my die cuts. So we'll probably finish these up tomorrow. I missed the stamp that I used on the circle. It's the one from the Paper Pumpkin, the March Paper Pumpkin kit. Oh, you left the room and missed what stamp you used. So this one here, this is from A Round of Hellos. Is that the one that you said you missed? All right, and then this one, I want to make sure that I don't glue down where these leaves are going to raise, so I'm just going to glue around the edge. Yeah, I did that early on when I was trying to get my focused. So I want to make sure that these leaves can, yeah, that's a relatively new one. For one, it's in the new packaging, but it could also be, if it's an online exclusive, there's always a possibility that it's on its way out too. Round of Hellos, it's current. It's a current product. All right, so then we've got these two. And I use the designer series paper, but if push comes to shove, I can also just cut them out of designer series paper. And we're going to put this just down here. I think I want to hide that stem. I could probably even just break some of that off because we're not going to have it showing underneath. At least on mine, I'm not. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on parts of these flowers so that they don't get, you know, ripped off when the envelope goes in and out. I still want them kind of loose, but just not fly away. That one should be all right. And then I need to figure out what kind of embellishments I want on here too. I think I'll use some new ones. These are the Sunset Sparkle sequins. These are coming out in the new catalog because I think these will work with these colors because they're neutral enough. All right. So there is the Shy Shamrock version. Now to change it up, we could have done a little ink blending. Maybe we'll do that on the next one. Let's do this one. Actually, let's do the Pretty in Pink instead. because I need to maybe cut different color flowers. Yes, that is a standalone stamp set. There's not any dies or anything. It would be just like the circle punch or a circle die. I don't think it came with the set of dies. I can look it up though. Yeah, it just works with the 2-inch punch and the 2 3/8 inch punch. So there's not a die set. You've been busy, Juju. All right, so let's get this pretty in pink piece. I think I'm going to go with this one. So let me run this through since I did it on the wrong side, on the wrong piece. All right, so let's do a little ink blending with the Pretty in Pink. Get the right brush. Yeah, so this one, the number is 167,227. So I'm just going to add a little bit of subtle color here. Hopefully it'll be subtle. And I could even go from the inside out because the inside's going to be covered up. So if I have a blotch, it wouldn't matter. Old habits die hard. There, that won't be so crazy white. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this down. A husky toe. Oh, I was going to do the alley technique here. Oh, random broken toys. Is that what you're fixing? Is the broken toys? I get it. Ellie! Husky toy, got it. Yeah, as soon as I read the whole comment, then it kind of made sense to me. And again, I'm not putting glue where those leaves are going to lift. And it's not a whole lot of pink behind there, but it's just a little itty bitty amount of pink. Just so it's not crazy white, at least not where I'm from. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this out. You know, I should look and see if I've got the 2 3/8 inch punch, because this is going to need the 2 3/8 inch because the 2 is too small. So the 2-inch one is too small, obviously. All right, dimensionals. Where did the dimensionals go? Here they are. And then let's go ahead and I guess I need to put hello on there. Oh, silly me. I put the dimensionals on too soon. I wonder if I'll be able to get them to stick again. How come nobody stopped me? That one I'm just going to have to put a new one on. It's clinging too much. It won't come off. Whoops. So don't do what I do. I hear Juju say that, I think every intro, right? All right. I can probably get that stamped on here now. Where did the stamp go here? Painting your nails silver. Is that going to go with some project that you're going to video? So I need to put it in pink. I only do my nails when they're long enough in clear or sometimes a little pearly iridescent thing. Let's see if I can get this lined up and do it again. Double vision. I'll have to do a new one because I don't like that one. All right. We'll just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on these. Break off the bottoms. I'll do another one of the circle ones. I think I put that away already. That's all right. Just wanted them silver because it's your prerogative. That's fine. And I need the stamp again. One more try. I thought I salvaged 4 of them, so there might be another glue dot or a dimensional somewhere. All right. Put a little bit of glue on a couple of these. No, that didn't work. Put that one on top. All right, I'll just have to add a little bit more glue to this one, I think. And I kind of covered up the leaves on this one. I'm just going to take that piece off so we can still see those leaves. And then we'll do some more of the sequins. We'll definitely use the pink ones on this one. Doesn't want to let go. All right, so there's the second one. So you kind of get the idea. So I'm going to bake a 5-pack and do it maybe as a gift. So there's a start. I'm just going to do the 3 more sets, but I'll finish those another time because I'll need to recut my designer series paper with the dies. I kind of like that one. Yeah, I think it'll show up best on that one. A full cart. Markers, pencils, stickles. You've been shopping too. So when you organize stuff, you can kind of see where you have room to put more new stuff, right? Thank you, Stella. Aren't they cute? Excuse me. Stampin' Up! Kind of gave me the guideline, and I just changed it up with the colors that I wanted. I'll work for just a couple more minutes, but I'm going to do some ink blending still on the card bases, I think. So this will come here. This is really pretty too, though. So this will kind of come like this. Oh, did I use, I used the wrong one. I put the Shy Shamrock on the, I thought that color was a little different. This should have been on this one. See, I told you these colors are so close to me. This is actually the green, not the Hello, but that's actually the Summer Splash. So I'll fix that too in a minute. I'll work for maybe about 2 o'clock my time. Juju, you have no more room. I don't either. That's why I'm glad that Stampin' Up! Went to these flat cases because it's saving me a lot of space. So why don't you have a Facebook page? So if you have a personal page, I don't post really anything to my personal page, but I do it all on my business page. So this will go here. And I'll be cutting out some more of those flowers. You could do it on your YouTube page. Instead of going to live, just go to a post. You can put them there. Oh, well, you could, you could text me. Do you have my phone number? You could text me pictures and I could put them up. I think I remember you saying you got hacked because that was all part of your bad luck. I'm going to try to get all these done. I'll share that with you then. I'll look and see if I have your email address. What am I doing? I'm washing this off. And then I need to do another one of, so that'll go here on top of there. So I need to do one with the Summer Splash. But I need another 3x3. So I'll go there. This one's going to come here. I can take it off of here. We'll do a 3x3. Actually, Allie, have you ever gotten an email from me or not? Because my number is on my email. I'm pretty sure. So that's going to go here. That's going to go there. I need Summer Splash. So Facebook, your bank, and what was your third item? They do kind of come in threes, so hopefully that's it for you. So can you create a new Facebook page, or are you just gun shy? All right, so I think I'm done stamping now. Let's get these cut out quickly. And I guess I need the die. Oh, let me see if I've got a 2 3/4 inch punch. 2 3/8 inch. That'll be a little faster. Silly me. Oh, twice at the bank. All right, that would be threes. I was just counting the bank as once. You're right. That banking thing though on the second time, that's definitely some bank security issue. Because how you wouldn't even had time to get all of your account numbers out to everybody. That was just crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and the Shy Shamrock one, I'm just going to glue on there. It's not going to have the stitched edge on there, but it goes right inside. So it'll just look like I wanted it layered, and the other ones you won't even know. There we go. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so where are we at? I need one more of these. And I need some wax paper. Oh, that one needs to go. I want to cut that one up, I guess. Let me do both of these. No, we're going to do that one. I need, what happened to my summer splash piece? That one's done. Oh, that's the only one I have left. I'm sorry, talking out loud to myself, I think. Thank you, Allie. Well, I hope the second account that got hacked, that they closed that one down too. I mean, just changing your password doesn't seem like that would be enough. All right, so I still need some of these sprigs. So I need one in a peachy color maybe. I wonder how it would look in this one. Let's see. Sometimes you just don't know what it's going to look like when it comes out on the designer series paper. Thanks for the hearts. Or the thumbs up or smiley faces. What else was that? Thank you. Either way. All right, off with the wax paper. And then just a couple little cutout pieces didn't come off. That's actually pretty. It's got some lines in it, but I think that's good. It gives it a little, it stands out a little bit from that designer series paper. And then this piece I'm going to use to cut these. Ah, was that eyes? You're watching me? Well, we lost a bunch of the group because they all went to bed. But that's all right. They'll catch it on replay. So I need 3 more of the pink shades, I think. pretty. Hopefully the pink looks all right with this one. Maybe I should put the peachy color on top. Is that better? Or maybe I should do this one over here. These are very intricate. Oh my goodness. Well, those are those all things that you were gonna journal with? Upscale journal with? Yeah, I take notes for things and then I go back and it's like, why did I write that down? It's not like I've even used it. And then I can get rid of tons of paper. But the thing about that is that paper doesn't take as much space. So when you have a lot of it, yeah, you have a stack of it, but it's like you can never get through it. All right, so I think that one's pretty good. I think that one's going to be ready to go. And then this one's ready to go, to get put together. And then this one I just need another color. I think the pink would be good. So let me see. I bet I could get a big enough piece out of there because it's going to be hid behind there. Let's give it a whirl. That does make sense. We had thunderstorms again. Well, yesterday now. After we had a record-setting number of tornadoes last week. So last week in the state of Wisconsin, we had as many tornadoes as we had in the entire year of 2025 in 1 week. Actually in the matter of like 4 days, three days, I think we had as many as we had all of last year. Well, it might seem like a lot now until you're looking for a certain piece and can't find it. All right, so those are all ready to go. Let's get this out of here. neaten up some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and put our dimensionals on the back of here. Maybe I can get these done in just a couple minutes. Because I was thinking, oh, I should probably be done by 2 my time. Trying to put it in high gear now. Okay. I could have saved myself some time if I would not have cut the wrong piece. Yeah, so if they're small enough that you're saying, oh, I could have used them at some point, if you put them in the garbage, will you miss them next week? Will you realize that they're gone? I figure some of my stuff, if I haven't looked at it in months, I probably don't need it. But then as soon as I get rid of something, it's like, oh, where's that? Oh yeah, I probably threw it away. Ellie! They were probably on sale, and maybe you thought you could use them for the girls. Give Amanda some things and let her use stickers. Or send them to her school. Maybe they can use them for crafting at school. I was going to ink blend around the sides of these cards, but and it's too late now because I already glued 2 of the 3 of them. Ellie! All right. Next. See how far I get in 2 minutes. Or probably a minute and a half. Now here I want to make sure I don't put glue on those leaves because I do want those to stick up. Well, Juju, you've got to work, right? You got to get up in a few hours. So at some point you probably should say, enough work. Oh, you're off tomorrow. How fun. Do you have anything fun planned? And do you have weekdays off just because you had to work something over the weekend? Or do you have a 4-day work week? Not that it's any of my business. I'm just curious. When I worked at the hospital, I was a .9. So I worked 3 12-hour shifts. And then I could pick up like an extra 4. Or a couple 4s if I wanted to. Oh, vacation day. Nice. Enjoy. Enjoy your time off. I could have used adhesive sheets on these, but that would have made this even longer, right? Okay, that one's ready for embellishments. I could have tried to put some glue on these ahead of time and just let it set a little bit, and then they would have been good to go without getting squishy. You know, without being able to squish glue out. Oh, that didn't stick. I don't want to have so much glue on it that it oozes out. There's one little piece stuck in here. I think I'll put the pink on the bottom. And I'm not worried about the stems being glued because they're behind that sentiment, so I don't care. That sounds like fun. You don't eat much. That's cute. All right, so let's put some embellishments. There. Not too bad. Cranked them out when I finally started getting busy, right? All right, so there's our 5 outgoing in color cards. So we've got our Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. Very fun. All right, well, you gals have fun crafting together tomorrow. I'll keep those couple of extra card bases because I can. Get rid of that debris. Thank you, Sala. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. And I think on the inside, I'll probably layer some of the in color just because I have it to use up. And put a layer of white inside, and they'll be good to go. So Allie too, email me. I don't know if I have your email address. I don't remember. Let me look. So Allie, if you've gotten an email from me, my phone number is in my signature block. Allie, do you want me to just send you another, I'll just send you another email so that you've got it. You can text me your photos. Oh, let's put this back up here. All right. I have to delete all your emails to save room. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, I've got thousands, tens of thousands in my Yahoo account. I need to get rid of them. And I think I need to move this over a little bit. Or I need to move my camera over. One of these days I'll realign. So I'm going to say goodnight, ladies. There we go. A little more centered. I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. These are the outgoing in colors. If you're interested in any of them, go to my store, which is latenightlori.stampinup.net. And until next time, happy crafting. Good night, friends.